How's it going, everybody? Yesterday, Nova was just having a 10 out of 10 day. It was excellent. A lemon pepper wing kind of day. A Dr. Pepper, some would say, until something went absolutely wrong. Everything went awry at the Nova Corp headquarters, otherwise known as the local dump. And that's literally registered on Google, so you can check that. So Nova Online was like, whoa, what was wrong? He checks Discord and realized he had a complete infiltration. The trolls had got to him again. The Pickle Man just got him one more time. And the trolls yesterday discovered some truly weird stuff on Nova Online's Discord. I mean, like what? Is the sky blue, Chinchilla? Of course, if Nova Online is going to have a Discord, it doesn't really matter what he says or how many times he says it's for 18 plus only. It doesn't matter. Nova Online is going to have some weird activity going on there because Nova Online is an odd individual himself. He just can't help it. The guy's only like 20 years old, but he's absolutely cooked his mind on all kinds of weird stuff. It's almost impossible for him to be normal. But besides discovering some things that like confirm some stuff we was talking about in some of the past videos on this channel, it also shows that Nova Online, the true social justice warrior he is, he doesn't quite live up to that behind closed doors, because he'll let anyone in his server say whatever they want, as long, and I mean as long as you glaze Nova and hate on tophiachu, because if there's one thing Nova dislikes more than potty training, clean houses, and indoor showers, and commentary videos on him, that's tophiachu. All you've got to do is just do one of those two things, or if you really want to get on Nova's side, be below the age, you know, talk bad about tophiachu and glaze him, and Nova's gonna love you. In fact, you're gonna become best friends with him. You're gonna get in chats with him every single night, most likely. Listen to him complain about his uncle, complain about his mom, while he sits there and spits some weird stuff into your ear. Doesn't that sound like a truly amazing time? But let's go ahead and get into the first subject of this video. The first thing that we gotta talk about is the rampant racism in Nova Online's Discord. I would show it here for each and every one of you, but it's so bad I can't even put it on screen. Now you can go yourself onto Solidus Nova's Twitter account and you can check it out there, and you'll see for yourself it's literally that bad. And now we all know Nova. What's the one reason that he hates his uncle? The main reason besides his politics? Well, it's because he's a racist and that he doesn't respect other people's cultures. It's Uncle Drew or nobody, and every single WWE wrestler that he also admires, just like Nova Online himself. But Nova Online, heels and baby faces just don't matter to him. It's who Uncle Drew likes, that's who Nova Online despises. That's who he wants to get counted 1, 2, 3 every night. Because of course, Uncle Drew's rampant racism himself, right? But no, everyone Nova Online loves to slander his uncle to, well, they're the same people, but Nova Online is willing to accept that because they're a little bit nice to him. They don't give a little bit of harsh love to him like his uncle does. And you can look at the text messages yourself. You'll see that it's some really hard love. And I think it's just got worse at this point, because imagine all his uncle is dealing with. It's gotta be a lot dealing with the Novster himself. So coincidentally enough, I'm pretty sure the video that Nova Online started hating tophiachu for, where tophiachu's like, well, you hang out with your uncle, so that means I wouldn't mess with you. It turns out tophiachu was 100% right, and I don't even know if that's giving tophiachu a W, but if it is, way to go, Nova. The one person in the world who could give tophiachu a W at a time like this, when she is just catching strays left, right, and center. I mean, it's an L every other day. Just wait till I post a video about her in like 4 or 5 days. You'll see bad L's. But back to the main topic. Above all else, what this proves, besides Nova Online being a huge phony who used TikTok reasons to be able to justify why he doesn't like his uncle, like, yep, I found this reason and this reason why I officially don't like you. It's that Nova's uncle decided he wanted Nova to be a little bit responsible, and Nova's not a responsible person at all. In fact, he's not going to stand for it. So he's just going to say every bad thing he can think about to his uncle, while seeking shelter from him at the same time if anything goes wrong, hanging out with him on the weekends when he's not feeling it with his mom. And as you're gonna see, there's a lot of mom arguments coming up here soon. Speaking of which, about 5 or 6 videos ago when we was talking about Nova Online starting an OF career, Nova Online mentioned that he owed $900 to his mom. And you know, a lot of people in the comments were like, that's a pretty hefty price, this dude may as well go get rent. But you guys gotta think, in an department, a manager comes in like what, once every month, 2-3 months, if like, I think it's once every month if you're a terrible customer, and about 3 months if you're a good one. They gotta check you for cleanliness and everything. Nova Online just wouldn't last, and he wouldn't have all of the ways of life that he has when he's sitting at the house. I mean, think about it. He gets to cook for his mom, they get a nice subscription to Netflix so they can watch Monday Night Raw every Monday. Think about how sweet that is. You don't want to miss what Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes is up to. That's high class TV right there. He doesn't get the thrill of being in a constant battle with his mom, because think about it. What else would he do all day? He would just sit in his room, play Quidditch, and I don't even think he plays the Harry Potter game anymore. He would just play Dungeons and Dragons by himself. I mean, it would be really sad living. I don't even want to imagine what that life would be like. He would be on TikTok live streams making paracords basically 24/7. But another speculation I had in that video is, why would you start in an OF when you could just like ask your fans? You remember you're a creator, right? And it's not like Nova has the best reputation in the world anyhow. Look what tophiachu was able to do. She was able to get thousands. I think maybe there'd be like 2 or 3 people who would give Nova five bucks maybe, and that's what Nova was thinking of doing. And just like everyone would imagine, it's a failed attempt, because Nova Online is just literally going to his trolls and being like, guys, please give me $900. I mean, I need it right now for rent. Look, I'm out of the creator program. I mean, I don't know what videos I'm going to send you. I am thinking about starting an OF career. Just please, oh please send me $900. Oh, would you please? And as you can see by the tons of likes and comments, all the emotes under that, there's a good bit of people in this Discord, which is really surprising. I wouldn't imagine that many people buddy trolling Nova. So that means there has to be like a decent chunk of people who actually support this guy, which is just absolutely insane. But you can tell that there's a huge number of trolls in there by the amount of funny emotes that are left for the fool, which should have been a clear sign like, hey, this is not a good idea. I need to get out of here before any more problems arise. But as we're going to see later in this video, Nova has more dastardly intentions with these discords, of course. And you gotta ask, did people actually donate to Nova Online? Did he get the $900? Well, I mean, I would imagine that he did get a good amount of money, because we never seen that OF career star, which, thank goodness, no one would ever be able to look at Ariel the Mermaid again with all of them Neptunic poses Nova would be putting on. My god. I hope with all the job interviews that Nova goes to, those people do not shake his hand at the end of them. But they gotta be wary to that kind of stuff. They gotta have that good of street smarts. I hope they would. But I really don't think Nova Online got the full $900, or I think he would be doing exactly like tophiachu does at the moment, where he's just sitting up the entire day waiting for handouts from these people, because he wouldn't be going to another job interview if he was getting donated $900 for that rent of his. And what I find the funniest about all of this is that Nova Online's mom respects his career so little. He's an online creator where she knows like people probably ask for money, but she respects this so little when he tells her, probably in a screaming fit, like, Mom, I asked for the $900 for my fans. I bet they're gonna give it. Please stop screaming at me before I headbutt my wall again. Please, you gotta stop. His mom was like, you asked those people who you barely produce content for, who you just literally sit there and beg me to buy you 2 or 3 meals every time we go to fast food. You're gonna beg these people for $900? You don't do anything for them, Nova, just like you don't do anything for this house. How dare you do that? If you're gonna get $900, you better do it the respectable way. And it's like, that's very little odd coming from Nova's mom, just from like how I assume she is from how Nova is. I would imagine she's just the kind of person who's like, oh, you're gonna get 900? Oh, hell yeah, let's get it. But no, just like Uncle Drew, no matter how you feel about them, they have more respect for themselves combined, and more respect for Nova than Nova has for himself, because after she says this, Nova Online immediately goes to the Discord and tells them about his problems. Now, I want you guys to think about this. He just got yelled at for begging his Discord, telling them about his problems, which his mom is more than likely mad that Nova Online is telling the Discord that her SSI check isn't going to drop. That's probably her biggest gripe about this all, in all honesty. But he proceeds to go and double down on that. Not, oh, I was mistaken, mom isn't on SSI, we're not broke, you know, I just need $900 for my stupid expenses. How else am I going to get paracord? No, he continues the meltdown. He has no respect for his family. And what's crazy about this is, right, most people who can go and vent onto a Discord for whatever reason they would want to do that has like a layer of privacy to it. Nova Online knows his stuff is going to get leaked online. He knows people like Solidus and other people are going to like get it, screenshot it, and post it onto the internet, where people like me are going to commentate on it when people like you are going to view it and laugh at it. It's absolutely an insane cycle, and Nova Online is just willingly accepting that. For someone who is such a huge fan of Chris Chan, you would think he would be able to notice huge glaring pitfalls that he could just easily walk around, but no, Nova Online literally belly flops into it, and just like the meme, like if it was like SpongeBob's Goo Lagoon, literally all the water just capsizes to the bottom and splashes all around him. It literally causes that huge of a mess. Guess what, guys? I got some huge news for you. There is more, and I mean more stuff dropping about Nova. New diaper leaks I've heard about him doing absolutely degenerate stuff. It does not stop with you anymore. What has happened in the last 4 or 5 months? You would think that his life would be improving from how terrible it was, but no, Nova Online is making it like an effort to make it as bad as possible for himself, and no one with a functioning mind could understand why. And what tells something anyone with a moral compass and just a little bit of thought in their head could easily avoid that Nova Online constantly finds himself involved in, the thing that turned Nova Online from an internet goofball to an internet degenerate. Well, it's the fact that he's constantly talking to people under the age of 18. And wouldn't you guess it? Yes, it happened again. It was exposed right here that Nova Online had someone of the age of 17 in his Discord. Big shocker, I know, right guys? And you know what's crazy? If Nova Online was like a halfway normal person, we would assume he added them around the age of 19, and like most people who are 18 or 19 probably know people who were 17. It wouldn't even be that weird. But Nova Online, just how we discussed it earlier in the video, has absolutely took it to an entirely different level, proven that he's such a degenerate he can't even be trusted talking to people of that age, right? We know it's going to get bad instantly because these are the kind of things that Nova Online likes. He's a complete degenerate, and he's going to dive down and bring these people right along with them. Because do you think for a second this person hasn't heard about diaper talk and things that she has no business learning about? Because we know Nova probably was watching this stuff when he was 18, but that doesn't mean you put it on everybody else. This is the exact same thing that happens all around the world. That's what makes you so weird, Nova. Think about all the calls we've heard with Nova and Connor and all of their Discord buddies. It was always degenerate weird stuff that anyone who is halfway normal, you don't even have to be normal, you would know that this is just something you don't want to be involved in. Why would you want anyone to hear what you're talking about? It doesn't matter if you live alone. You got to go to bed and think about that stuff in the middle of the night. It's not something you need to deal with. But you got to ask, does it get any worse, Chinchilla? Does Nova do something just a little bit worse? Well, yes, but first I'm going to mention how hypocritical it is of Nova to knowingly have someone of that age in his Discord, when what does Nova say just about every video? 18 plus Discord, this one for sure is going to be 18 plus. They never are, and you got to think, anyone who's been halfway diligent would know to check the bios. So that means Nova Online is telling people this, and he's checking it, or at least someone is checking it, informing Nova, and he does absolutely not a thing about it. Most likely because they're glazing him, and Nova needs more people to glaze him throughout the day. What do you think keeps the diaper diplomat going? So he's willingly ignorant, and he's also bringing people who are 14 and 15 into this Discord. It's not just the person who's 17, Nova. And like I said earlier, the way you talk and the way you interact with these people, like the weird racist images that they're posting, that's something these people do not need to see. And I know what Nova probably thinks when we're talking about this stuff. Oh, these people are being ridiculous. You know, I'm not like Cyrax or anything. I didn't get caught in a sting. But Nova, how close are you to actually being caught in a sting? It's not that long. You're already getting caught up by something else, which we're going to talk about later in the video. I don't know how we're going to talk about it, but I'm going to find a way. But in all honesty, I would consider you one step down from Cyrax, and that's not good company to keep. And if you keep it up, we know, everyone else here knows, that you're going to be on the same level as him in less than a few years. He's like 30 something. I mean, he didn't get known onto the internet till he was like 20 something, and all that would have happened either way, no matter when you found Cyrax. But you're only 20. You had a lot more life to live, and this is how you're choosing to live it. It's absolutely insane. Like, check this one out. Nova Online obviously just woke up, and for some reason, the first thing on his mind is some really weird stuff. So he decides he's just gonna bait everybody. So he's like, how's everyone? And you know what he's thinking. He's got some weird degenerate thoughts in his head. And somebody also, probably a very weird person because he's in Nova Online's Discord, but he's just trying to have a casual conversation. He's like, it's a good morning, had some toast and butter, and Nova Online's just like, I peed my diaper while I'm sleeping. He definitely wanted to hit him with that because that's how weird Nova Online is. Not only because you are a 20-year-old man who is peeing his diaper while you're sleeping. He's wearing a diaper when he's 20. There's nothing wrong with Nova that would require him to wear a diaper, or like the fact he just refuses to get up out of bed while he's sleeping to go use the bathroom. And like, who doesn't do that in the world? It's not a very hard requirement. You know, you feel the urge, you go walk towards the bathroom. It's common sense, but Nova Online just refuses to accept it. He's like, no, I'm just gonna sit here and pee my diaper. And let's be real, guys, there's like weird connotations to it because he wants them to know, he wants them to think about this, and he wants to see if anyone's like super cool with it, gonna message him, maybe get into the DMs with them. That's like his true intentions of this. It's super creepy, and if I was hanging out with anybody, if I ever had a friend and they mentioned this to me, guess what? We're not friends anymore. I'm sorry to tell you, if you wear diapers in your 20s for no reason, hey, if it's for a reason, I'll probably feel very, very sorry for you, but if it's not, bro, we're not cool anymore. One of the most famous catches on DAP, D-A-P, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, is their 100th catch, where Jay was just talking to one of his lifelong friends, and the guy tells him that he's into this diaper stuff. And you know what Jay says? He says, I'm gonna catch you one day. And he ends up catching him in 2 or 3 months. It's like, I'm not saying it's 1-to-1, but it's pretty accurate, guys, if you know what I'm saying. You don't trust people like this, and I'm certainly not. You can do what you want to in life, but I'm never going to trust someone like Nova Online, who is just willingly putting this information onto the internet where anyone could see. I couldn't imagine what he's willing to not share with the internet. It's Nova Online saying things like this that makes me glad I'm about to tell you guys what I'm about to. You see, Nova Online lost his Discord. He no longer has access to it. He can't talk to those people who are underage anymore. He just can't do it because someone hacked it. Someone got in there and replaced every channel with some not so savory things. I'm gonna say Nova thought it was a 0 out of 10, just like his life. He wasn't feeling it very much, guys, and he had an absolute meltdown at the end of one of his paracord streams. And let me tell you, Nova Online's paracord streams are some of the most boring things you could ever witness, besides him just shouting randomly throughout them. Like, you'll never find much content, which is why you don't see me screen capping them, recording them, and like bringing them to you guys. Just not very entertaining, but there was a moment at the very end of one of his recent paracord streams. The most emotion anyone has ever felt sitting there making a paracord. Nova Online has an absolute meltdown when he discovers his Discord got hacked. And I guess most people would be upset reasonably, but Nova Online should take this as a blessing in disguise. Get away from all of this. Stay far, far away. But we all know what Nova Online's probably up to right now. There's probably a new one. He's probably got like 10 or so people in it, and 3 or so are buddy trolls, and it's gonna spread like wildfire until the same thing happens again, like probably next week. Let's be honest, it's Nova Online. But here's Nova Online's reaction to his Discord going down.
Oh no, not the server! The server got nuked! The server! No! Fuck! 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 And there goes the server. Seriously? Ugh. Fuck me sideways! even 5 fucking days. The server's already gone.
You would think the way Nova Online is breathing that he just got done running a marathon. It's like, calm down, it's not that serious, it's just another Discord. This has happened to you 1,000 times. Did you not expect this would happen? Or are you breathing so hard because you're worried about what people are going to find? You know, I'm pretty sure that Nova's heart was beating a little bit extra that moment because he didn't want everyone to know what he was getting himself involved in, which is just absolutely crazy because what I just mentioned, how could he not think that people are going to figure out about this? And then we got Nova's poster in the background. Keep calm and carry on. Yes, Nova, that is exactly what you should be doing. Keeping calm and carrying on, because this is a good thing that's happened to you. You can stop being so weird online, but that's not going to stop you because this is just like the beginning of an utter downfall. The last couple of days have been really bad for Nova Online. You thought the last couple of weeks were bad? No, this is just the start of a brand new era for Nova. We had speculated on that, but no, it's true at this point. Because the boy is cooked, and he's going to take everyone else he knows right down with him.
Mom, this is urgent. Urgent. Andy just texted me again.
Yes.
His phone number got leaked, and now he's blaming. I'm fucking shaking.
Gabriel, you had nothing to do with
He's gonna give me to do. I'm scared.
Gabriel. I can't have you go to jail for his phone number somehow being
He just sent us word for word. Okay, you get my phone off of TikTok before you have an accident. Word for word.
a message. Okay, I can't do anything right where I am right now. Careful when I get home, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm literally about to fucking talk him down. Like, fucking, like, go at him.
Gabriel, don't do anything right now when I get home, okay?
Okay.
Did you guys hear how panicked and flustered Nova Online was during that phone call? Like, how are you so worked up over nothing? Like, look, I understand that Nova Online has had no friends, basically no interaction his entire life, but he's been in tons of altercations with his family. You'd think he could deal with just a little bit of adversity, but he just can't at all. That's why I'm so confused why this dude wants to work in a restaurant. How would it happen? How would he manage it? How could someone complain and critique your skills just a little bit, which happens all the time with food? And think about it. Like, everyone's palate's different, so even if you're making amazing food, you're always going to have a critic one way or the other. So, like, how is he just panicking over this? In all of my years, I don't think I've ever had a phone call where I sound that desperate and, like, pathetic. In my entire life, I don't even think I've come close. I can promise you, I've probably been in, like, far worse situations than Nova. Not saying I've been in, like, life-altering situations, but it's Nova Online. We know what he gets up to. It's basically nothing. And okay, if it was like someone who deals with basically nothing, maybe someone calling you and saying some weird stuff that you wasn't expecting would, like, set you off a little bit, maybe make you a little bit unnerved. But Nova Online has to know that he's in no real, like, potential for anything to happen to him. It's gotta be on his mind. This is all just for show, just so his mom has just a little bit more sympathy for him, so she can look at Nova and say, you know what? Maybe he's not wrong. Maybe I need to coddle Nova for the rest of my life, because that's the only reason I can see him acting like this. And it's so funny that Nova will, like, buddy up to his mom, please protect me when any adversity comes his way, but he would not do the same for her at all. Like, it just wouldn't happen. Nova Online will leave her flat out. Like, we've talked about it plenty of times where Nova has just straight up abandoned her when he saw someone coming his way he just didn't like. So think about this. He'll say anything about his mom online. He'll slander her and the rest of her family. But when it comes down to it, she's his best friend. She's the only person that Nova Online truly has in this world. But he doesn't respect her at all. He doesn't care a thing about her, except when he's in crucial situations like this. And really, Nova, what can your mom do besides say, just calm down, chill out, nothing's really going to happen? If it does, we'll call the police, I guess, like any reasonable person would. But guys, I don't think Nova Online will be wanting to call the police anytime soon. In fact, I don't think he has a trust for the police anymore because something kind of crazy happened to Nova Online, and I gotta state this. Please never do this. What's wrong with you? You can go to jail for a long time, but apparently Nova Online had the police show up to his house and he was handcuffed and taken outside and questioned about things. Now, the next bit of information is a little bit more speculation than anything else, but since this all came from the same source, I wouldn't imagine this is fake and everything else was real. But there's one bit that like has everyone questioning it. It's like, how is Nova not having an absolute meltdown by the fact that the police came to his house and put him in cuffs and took him outside? And you gotta be thinking, well, what actually happened? So I'll go ahead and read off these text messages to you. Hey, I took some time to cool off. How are you? What happened with the stuff? It's complicated. What does complicated mean? What happened? So someone said I was holding a nephew, H word. Then what happened? They put me in handcuffs and a cruiser and everything. Then they searched the whole house, and after they found out that it was just a regular weird thing, a regular attempt, they decided to question me on who might have done this, also helping me. And it's like they were not trying to help Nova at all. They were just annoyed that they came out there for no reason at all. And now Nova Online is pulling his Cyrex like, ah yes, the police are finally on my side. They're finally going to understand me. But no, they're just going to be angry, move on with their day, and happy this is all over with. But then someone asks how many cops were actually there. About 10, plus 2 at each end of the road. Christ, did they like kick down the door and everything? Nope, I came out on my own accord. That's wild. Did they ask you any other stuff? They asked what I did during my day, and that freaked him out a little bit, guys. He's like, I can't tell him everything I did during my day, but I'll give him little bits and pieces. Yes, I was playing games and I was just lazing about. That's it. No chastity cages or diapers at all. That might raise suspicion. Then Nova goes on to say, and they wanted to check my call logs as well, and that's when he really started sweating. You heard how he is breathing when his Discord was going down? The cops noticed a little something funny, but they said, well, this guy did just walk 10 steps, you know, that this is reasonable. Then the person goes on to ask Nova, anything else happen? Nope. That's about all I can remember. Definitely bad though, a 0 out of 10 experience. It's no Dr. Pepper. And then they ask. Then Nova goes on to say, I really thought I was getting arrested. Why would you think you're getting arrested, Nova? If I'm sitting here right now and some police pull up and throw me in a car and like arrest me, I probably got a nice suit on my hands because I know I haven't done anything wrong. Why would you suspect you're just straight up getting arrested for no reason? What little faith do you have in the justice system? And I know, definitely typically have that little faith, but if something that crazy happens to you, you probably got a decent chance, right? And then the person goes on to say, yeah, I bet they literally put you in the car. And Nova says, and not to mention the handcuffs left marks on me. They put them on a little too tight. Oh, poor Nova. Doesn't that happen like every time police pull someone over? Like every time I watch cop videos, it's the one main thing everyone says because of course they're probably going to latch them a little too tight at the beginning. They don't know you, they don't know your hand size, and they're like restraining you. You're not in a comfortable position. You're not meant to be. And then Nova goes on to talk about how he's not going to make another server for at least half a year, if not longer. Why at all, Nova? Why do you have to participate in this? Why do you have to be the owner of the server? You have shown that you are not responsible enough. You're going to cause tons of mistakes and you're going to do some bad degenerate things along the line. I don't think Nova Online should be on a Discord at all, but let alone like running the thing himself, it's going to get bad real quick. So how about we stop with the Discords? How about you stop with the degeneracy and just take a hint from all of the commentary videos that talk about you instead of something like this happening again? Because if it happens once, even though the person's an idiot and has like, I don't know, I guess they don't care about their life at all. Go get a job at the dump, and no, I'm not talking about your certified dump of a house. I mean like at an actual dump, and go on with your life. That'll be the easy solution. But I guess that's enough from me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and follow all the socials down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.